Hope everybody's having a good day. I'm out here with my dad at his workshop, and got some of his nice exotic hardwood that we're going to be using for the counter in the bus. And right now we're just going to wash it off and cut off the ends, and then we'll be running it through some of his machines, and I'll see you when we're doing that.
Alright, so now what we did, we trimmed the ends off because they're probably really dirty and sandy and gritty, and we're going to be running them on the bandsaw. We don't want, it's hard on the blades and stuff. So, but before we go to the bandsaw, we take the rough post. We washed it off. I like doing this when it's still damp. It seems to work better. What this is going to do is shave off, give us two flat surfaces so that we can go over and start running our boards on the bandsaw.
This is what we already have done on the counter. These are all glued down. These are the boards we were cutting yesterday. We have the sink outlined. That's going to be our sink. It's just a enamel pot. Now we're going to go cut out that circle on the bandsaw, and we'll see you after we do that. Alright, we got that hole cut nicely. Pretty perfect circle. The sink fits almost perfectly. Just got to sand it a tiny bit. Then we'll be able to stick the sink in there, glue all of these 5 down. So there's a few steps I forgot to film in this countertop build, so I'll just go through and explain those real quick. So for the frame of the whole thing, I just used 2x3s, screwed them together with 2.5-inch screws, and supported the corners until it seemed solid and didn't rack back and forth. The drawers and cabinets are just redwood fence boards. Old used ones, actually. Except for these ones, the red ones are new. As well as these shelves, also redwood fence boards, held up by 1x1s, just spanning the frame. And that's really about it as far as what I had built before I started filming the video. So for the countertop itself, we showed how we take these from old 4x4s and cut them down on the bandsaw into these nice planks. After we do that, we cut out any cracks or imperfections that are close to the edge, because usually there's some cracks that go into the wood not too far. And then after that we run the edges on the joiner so they butt up together nicely. And then cut all the boards to length. After that, I rounded just this front corner on a belt sander. And then we glued them down onto the frame, just using construction adhesive. Super easy and simple. Now, some of the boards warp after you cut them on the bandsaw, so right here, you probably can't see it in the video, but these aren't perfectly flush. So I did go ahead and hand sand the whole thing a little bit, just to smooth out any rough edges. And we did not film cutting the circle out. That's also done on the bandsaw. Basically just draw the circle and follow the lines. And after we got that cut out, there was a little bit of hand sanding that had to be done in order to get the sink to fit in there perfectly, which it now does. And yeah, that's about it. Just wanted to go through those couple of steps, and the rest of it I should film. There we go. Outside the bus now. Next step is to dig a trench underneath to the other side, because the counter is on the other side of the bus. From over here, where we have the water heater, the outdoor bathroom. Water heater's in there. We're going to tie in right here behind this wall. So the trench is going to go right over there under the bus and up through the bottom. And those holes I just drilled. Time to start digging. Alright, I got that trench dug pretty nice, pretty quick. Tomorrow we'll run the pecs and get that sink installed in the bus. But that's it for today. Good day's work. Beautiful afternoon out here. Pick it back up tomorrow. Today is the day we get to finally put the finish on the counter. So I'm out here at one of my beehives just to get a little bit of beeswax. I'm gonna mix it with mineral oil. Got this beeswax out of one of my hives this morning. I'm just gonna melt some down with this mineral oil, and that's gonna be what we use to finish the countertop.
pretty.
Yeah.
Varnish porn.
This is wood scrap from the countertop. So I'm going to use it to make some handles for the drawers. Got those handles for my drawers made. Just cut down the scraps in half and then cut a groove on the router table and then cut them to size. And now we're going to just screw them into the drawers. So I'm just holding the handle approximately where I want it and drilling 2 holes from the inside and then using 1-inch drywall screws from the inside to connect them. Alright, we got all those handles on there, nice and secure. Finally open my drawers. Now we're just going to finish them with that same beeswax and mineral oil from the countertop. So here's how we rigged up the sink. We had to put a pan below the enamel pot with a normal drain in it because the water obviously wouldn't drain out of those rings. So we just drilled a bunch of holes in it. And that drains into that, which drains out to my tree. And then the faucet, we just built a little box for it to sit up on so we could buy the cheapest faucet we could find. And we have hot and cold water now. I can do dishes. I have a fully functioning kitchen. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's where I'm going to end this video. There will be plenty more to come as we continue this Skoolie build. So yeah, stay tuned.